Have you peaked in life? Have you done enough? Do you feel like you have accomplished everything and you're asking yourself, what now? What about the other side of that spectrum? Do you feel like you haven't done enough? A lot of us feel that way. We are up against this big deadline. If we haven't gotten the house by 30 and the VP of marketing or finance or whatever by 40 in our career, we have not done enough and we feel like a failure. I want to look at the juxtaposition of those two people today in this video because I saw one of my friends make a post on, I think it was LinkedIn. She was saying that she feels almost as if she's peaked in life, or she was asking the question, has she peaked in life? Because she listed out her accomplishments, accreditations, her career path, all the places that she's traveled to. She's the same age as me, and I am in my early 40s. And she has done some things. She has worked with some people. She has climbed the corporate ladder. She's very accomplished, especially for 42. She's very accomplished. And when I read the post, I was like, okay, girl. As a 42-year-old myself, I read the post like, geez, I ain't do nothing with my life. I ain't do nothing with my life at all, because in corporate, I was a marketing manager, but it was for a sports bar. So it was just like, So I looked at the post saying, okay, you've done a lot. And my greatest accomplishment right now is the fact that I feel very accomplished as a mom. Like, I have so far a well-adjusted child or teenager, doing well so far in society, and I feel very accomplished in that role. The question is, because they say comparison is the thief of joy. The question here isn't who's more accomplished. The question is, how did we both end up at the same place? Because she's done all of this and she's asking herself if she peaked too early in life, if she's done too much. And, she shared that was driven by, how her upbringing. Her parents are on her for making sure that, she's doing well in school. Her academics were high, and, she had all the subjects and all the good grades, and, she went to college and did all the things and highlights after highlights after highlight. But now at 42, she's asking herself, what now? What next? And it's so interesting to me that we both took completely different trajectories, different paths in life, ended up at the exact same place, asking ourselves, what now? What next? So the question bears asking, does peaking even exist? Or is it another one of those societal constructs? Are we putting ourselves against these imaginary deadlines? And, who put these deadlines on us? Who said that we had to have the house by 30? Who said that we had to be married with the picket fence and whatever by 25? Who said? Why have we accepted these things as the timeline, the checklist of life, that we must tick off everything or else we're not successful? Where did we get these from? Why did we adapt them? And why are we making ourselves why should everyone mold to these societal constructs? I thought the whole purpose of life was the beauty of life is the difference, all of us taking these different paths. To me, I just kind of feel like if you're waking up and spending your days the exact same, day in, day out, you get up, you do your morning routine, you go work, you come home, you wind down, you do it all again. 40 years of that? I mean, it's so mind-boggling how we as a society, we measure success on these milestones, the degrees, the promotions, the awards, all of these financial achievements, if you don't have the house and the car, the first thing that people ask you when you go out to a mixer is, so what do you do? And you feel cute if you say something, but the purpose behind it is so that they can attach some kind of status to you. They want to know if they should continue the conversation with you. This is how we are measuring success, by what I do and what I've done and how much I've achieved. I saw a tweet float down my timeline the other day on Twitter, and it said, it's so sad that some people's greatest accomplishment in life is that they are a parent. And I was so insulted that I had to respond, and I rarely respond to other people's tweets on Twitter. I'm just there as a lurker, as an observer. I was flabbergasted, and when I read the replies and the quotes, I was happy to see other very accomplished people by society standards were also chiming in like, whoa, well I know, well I look a bit there. Parenting, if you feel like you've done it right, is absolutely an achievement, because there's nothing easy about being a parent, especially if you're doing it on your own. Master God is two people for a reason. And so when you come out with well-adjusted children who go on to do whatever they define for themselves as success, you feel very proud. You feel like, I did that. And you pat yourself on the back. But it's so sad how society doesn't give motherhood, society doesn't give parenting the accolades it deserves. So I am not as successful in life because I have decided to focus on parenting in this cycle of my life. That's saddy. So I'm not as successful as the lady over there with all of these, achievements. There is something to be said about that. There is something to be said about our life choices and who gets to decide who is successful and who is not. And maybe then we should each be taking back our power and defining success for ourselves. How do you feel about that? Because look at it. Even high achievers turn around, get to a point in life where they feel unfulfilled in this particular moment and are asking themselves, what now? What next? So there is an illusion that life is supposed to be linear and you're supposed to follow this line. And even if the line goes whoop, zoop, 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 it's supposed to eventually get higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Hence the question, have I peaked? You know what I mean? Like, okay, now I'm at the top of my career. What next? And there is an expectation that you do your career until you're 60, 65, and now you suddenly, or you should have time to dedicate to the things that actually bring you joy. That's so sad to me. I mean, okay, sure, there are people who take what they love and they make it their career, but once you make it career, a lot of the joy is sucked out of it. Like, look at Usain Bolt. We can all agree that Usain Bolt absolutely loved athletics and running and all of that. But if you watch the Usain Bolt movie, you see how much he had to push himself to get to the heights that he went to. So he was the one saying, no man, I'm tired of them early morning training and everything. I just want to live my life. And he retired at the peak of his career and has the resources and the time now to put into things that he finds joyful. He's out here making music, which I don't think he's very good at it, but that's just my opinion. But it's bringing him joy, and he's not doing it to make money or to become this pop star. Well, I don't know if that's what he's planning, but it's so much fun to watch him in music now, because you see the joy that it's bringing him and his friends, and I love that for him. And it's a reminder to me that society says life should be linear, but it's actually more cyclical. Every stage of your life is a cycle, and you take up something and you enjoy it for a moment and you put it down and you take up something else. That's how life is supposed to be. Life is so vast. There is so much experience. There are so much experiences to have out here. It is mind-blowing to me that the society's expectation is that we live the same day for 40 years of our life, and then if we're lucky, we retire and finally have some fun. Hell out to the no, man. Life is cyclical. And that's why I'm behind this movement of, stay 20 years in a one career at one job, in one company anymore. No, you want to go out there and experience new things, different things. And then when that cycle completes or you feel tired of it, you go and you find a new cycle and you ask, okay, what do I want to do next? So maybe the question isn't what now, what next? It's what do I want to do next? What do I feel for this part of my life? What should my next adventure be? There's a lady who I asked on my Instagram. No, I said on my Instagram in my stories, I'm 40 years old and I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And so many people responded to me agreeing, but then a lady responded to me and said at 40 something, she went back to school and became a therapist. And then in her 60s, she owned like a therapy company. She was the CEO of, whatever you call those companies. And now in her 70s, she's asking herself, what next? And I was just like, that's amazing. And it was so amazing to me. I had to share her response. And so many people reached out and they were like, thank you for sharing that. That is so inspiring. Because I realized that a lot of us are at this stage of our life where, the 40s, let me tell you something. The 20s, all of us, we're hustling. In your 30s, you feel like your career is kind of taking some motion, or you're doing the family life thing. Some of us blend both. Your 40s, I realize a lot of my peers are like, all right, what now? What next? What next? Give me something for work. We know the cycle shifts in our 40s. Our 40s is a time where we get to either double down and say, I love my career. I love the trajectory that I'm on. I'm going to push even further, go even higher. Some of us decide that we want to change our trajectory, get on a new cycle. And I love that for us. I loved that story that she shared with me so much. I mean, there are so many celebrities who we know of who did great things in the later part of their life. Oprah started OWN Network in her 50s. Vera Wang didn't design her first dress until she was in her 40s. And so I look at these examples and I say to myself, we're just getting started. We are just getting started. And, whatever greatness is behind us, there is still so much greatness before us, greatness to come that, you might feel like you're pivoting right now or you're stuck right now is a lot of, the emotions that I talk about sometimes. No. We have so much more life to live and so much more life to look forward to. So, the question, as I was saying, is not what now or what next. It's really and truly, what do you feel for? What do you want to do next? And isn't that exciting that you get to choose? Like now in your 40s, hopefully you have a little bit of stability, financial achievement, society's definition of success is supposed to bring you security and stability. A lot of us are realizing that the security and stability is not bringing us joy. And so we're hopping off of that definition of success. We are opting out. We're like, that's not what I want for myself. So keep your stability and your security. Okay, fine. Security feels good. So hopefully in your 40s, you have a little bit of security that you can now say to yourself, where can I pivot now? What do I want to do? What adventure do I want to take next? And let me tell you something. Security doesn't always mean you have the finances to do whatever you want to do in life. Look at me. I am blessed abundantly with people in my life who will be like, yeah, come stay with us for a few days, weeks, months, whatever. And each time I go and stay with a new friend, it brings a new adventure into my life. And so I'm here exploring and traveling around and kind of experiencing this cycle of my life, just kind of deepening certain friendships and doing new things. And it is so rewarding and so fulfilling. And the point what I started saying is security doesn't always mean you have this bag of money to say, yes, I can now live the life that I desire or whatever. Security can mean that, you have options. Don't feel bogged down that you have to stay in a dead end job. You have options. You just have to be creative and figure out what's next. And the question, what do I feel for right now, is a great place to start. You want to go back to some of my journaling videos to see how you can explore how journaling can help you to like manifest the life that you want. Open up your journal today and ask, what do I feel for next in my life? That's the power of reinvention. Try new things, explore new passions, and live a more fulfilling life. If I ever got another tattoo, it would probably say, live more life. Because that's my mission for myself. That's my purpose. That's my journey. That's what I'm here to inspire more people to do, is just live more life. Don't get up and live the same day in, day out, Groundhog Day. Let us explore and expand and live more life. Anyway, this whole thing, where I was reading my colleague's post, it just brought me back to the point that, there's a lot more common ground than we really and truly think. And it also goes to show that we need to get rid of this notion of we are behind in life, somebody else is ahead of us. Stop it. Everybody has a different path to take. There is a need for the CEO for the company. There is a need for someone to clean houses. There is a need for someone to flip these burgers, because I love me a burger. And there is a need for someone at the head of the company to do the business side of it. There is a need for every single person and career and path in life. And none of it means that you are more ahead or behind, because we all end up the same place asking ourselves, okay, what's next? And so one day you find yourself cleaning houses, flipping burgers, picking up garbage, whatever it is. But there will come a cycle where you're not doing that anymore. You're doing something else and you're enjoying a new part of life and a new cycle. So let's get off of this whole comparison thing and talking about, oh, if I don't hit this milestone by this age, then I have not achieved success. Because we get to define success for ourselves. And that, my friends, I think is the point of this whole video, is life is the purpose of life. A lot of us are searching for purpose. The purpose of life is to be. Full stop. That's where the sentence stopped. The purpose of life is to be, is to experience joy. It's just to be. We all came here to just experience what life feels like. Just be. And be well, be good. Do it well, do it good, have fun. That's the purpose of life. Because whether you are the CEO or the single mom, homemaker, we all kind of crave that next adventure at some point. And life just remains cyclical. Embrace the cyclical path of life. Embrace this space that you're in right now. Look forward to all the adventure that is still to come, knowing that there are some things that people did in this second part of their life that was absolutely greatness. Just kind of find the joy in the daily moments. Keep grounded, friends. Take joy in the fact that you get to define your success, nobody else. Anybody will tell us, say, you're not successful because XYZ tell them to up off of your fender. We get to enjoy. We get to define success for ourselves. We get to enjoy life how we choose. And that is a beautiful thing. Anyways, this is Monique from Kingston doing my little self-reflections every now and then. That post just really moved something in me, and I wanted to share with you all and start a conversation in the comments. Do you feel like you've peaked, or do you feel like you're behind? And friends, if you feel like you're behind, I really and truly hope that this video inspired you to take joy in the fact that life is cyclical and you get to define for yourself what you want out of life. I'll see y'all in the next one.